So first I like to do the definitions. So what's a punisher?
Something bad that happens to you, I guess.
Okay, so it can be something bad. Would it decrease or increase?
Decrease.
The behavior? Decrease.
Yeah, decrease.
Okay, right, so something that will decrease a specific behavior. Specific behavior, okay? And what's a reinforcer?
Something that's going to increase a specific behavior.
Right. Reinforcer. Okay. And what type of conditioning does this have to do with? We have two different types of conditioning. We have operant conditioning and we have classical conditioning, right?
Right.
Right. And which one does this have to do with? You got a 50-50 chance.
Operant.
Right, operant. This has to do, was it in your notes?
I might have guessed.
Okay. So this one is in operant conditioning. And so now we'll go over positive punishment. So the way that I like to think about this is when you think about positive and negative, do you think that when you think of positive, you think of something good, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you think of negative, you think of something bad. But in our definitions right here, we already have good and we have bad. Punisher, is something bad. It's going to decrease it.
Mm-hmm.
Reinforcer is something good. So you can't have, like, if you have positive punishment, you can't, or positive reinforcement, you can't have a good. Like, that just doesn't work.
Okay.
So when you think of positive, I want you to think of math. Positive equals adding.
Okay.
And negative equals taking away. Okay?
Okay.
So if we have a positive reinforcement, what does that mean?
So positive, you're adding, and then reinforcement is increasing behavior. So you're adding something that's going to increase the behavior.
Right, exactly. So adding something to increase behavior. Okay, and now if we have a negative reinforcement, what's that?
Negative is taking something away, and reinforcement is something. So you're taking something away that's going to increase the behavior. So you're like taking away a bad something.
Right. Well, yeah, you can think of it like that. We'll go through and we'll give examples of all of these. So taking something away to increase behavior. Okay. And now, if we have a positive punishment, what's that?
You're adding something to decrease the behavior.
Right. So adding something to decrease behavior. And then, so same thing with negative punishment. What's that?
You're taking something away to decrease the behavior.
Right. So I like to make people I tutor think. So, what is an example of positive reinforcement based off of our definition that you can think of?
Like bribery. So I'll give you a cookie if you get an A on this test.
Okay, yes, exactly. So you're giving them a cookie because they're going to, if they do well on the test.
Mm-hmm.
So then what's an example of negative reinforcement?
Adding something to increase the behavior.
So you can, so negative reinforcement is taking something away. So let's focus on being a parent
Right.
and you're trying to teach your children how to
You're
do
not
something.
gonna let your kid play soccer if,
Right, good.
if they don't know. I won't say if they don't clean the room, but
But what would that one be?
that would be negative punishment.
Right. If you take away soccer, if they don't clean their room, that's negative punishment because you're trying to decrease their behavior of not cleaning their room.
So it's negative reinforcement, so we're adding something that's gonna increase, no, we're taking away something that's gonna increase their behavior.
Right.
I don't think that it was ever used on me.
Okay, so positive reinforcement we have, I'll give you a cookie if you do well on your test. Negative reinforcement is, I'll take away your chores for a week if you get 100% on your test.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So that's like saying, I don't know, that example I used is one I use every time.
No worries.
Okay, and then what's an example of positive punishment?
Okay, adding something to decrease behavior. I'm gonna punch you if you don't help me get an A on the test.
Okay, good. That is really scary, but okay. Yeah, so positive punishment. If somebody does something bad, like a spanking. Spanking is the one that everybody uses.
Mhm.
It's positive punishment. I'm adding my hand to your butt if you don't clean your room.
Okay.
Negative punishment. Taking something away to decrease behavior. So what was your example for that one?
I'm not gonna let you play soccer if you don't clean the room.
Right, exactly. So the best way to go about this positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement, positive punishment, negative, is to think of these not so much as good and bad, but more to think of them as adding and subtracting stuff. Because you already have your good and your bad right here.
Yeah.
Okay, so you good there? Does
Yeah.
that make more sense?
It does.
Okay, good.